Okay, I am dying here right now because okay, here's what I was doing. I was not going to record this video. Isabel said there was a campsite villager. What I was doing, I was trying to collect all of the items from Celeste. I'm trying to, grind through, get all of the DIYs from Celeste. There is a way to do that. Whenever Celeste shows up, travel back in time, go back to the day when she is, and she will give you a new DIY, and that's what I was trying to do. And also because the Nook, oops, wait, can you not? Oh, I forgot, I had the camera on. The Nook Mile thing, the multipliers, they reset. I think I've mentioned it before, but they reset when you switch days. Like if you go back in time, they reset. If you go back to the present or like the next day, it resets, all that stuff. So I was, trying to do, grind up my Nook miles and also get all of the DIYs from Celeste. Randomly got a campsite villager. I'm recording this because it is Butch. If it was any other villager, I would not. Now, I am at a crossroads here because Butch, we have history. Butch is my absolute favorite villager. He is my top #1 favorite, absolute favorite villager, and I am crushed at the moment because I don't know if I should take him or not. And it sucks, he's a cranky. I already have 2 crankies, Apollo and Rashier. I already have 2 crankies. This is gonna make 3. But also at the same time, it's gonna be a really long time, and I'm thinking maybe I should get the 10th plot and get Butch to move in as a temporary resident. And then that'll maybe potentially buy me some time in the future. And if I, get super lucky somehow, I mean, I've been really lucky with campsite villagers, like Butch is here. Like this is evidence enough that I have great luck with campsite villagers. So I'm thinking if I get the 10th plot, put Butch in there, and then I will also have the option in the future if I get a villager I'm looking for as a campsite villager, I can get them to replace one of my villagers instead of going on a villager hunt. I'm thinking that's a decent option, and if I'm going to have another temporary resident here, it is going to be Butch, because Butch is my baby. I can't in good conscience not take him. So I have to, okay? We have history. He is my #1. So here's what I'm gonna do. I am going to go put down the last plot, get Butch to move in, even if it's for a short while. I can't turn him down, okay? I can't. It's Butch. It's Butch. It's Butch. I can't. I'm sorry. I gotta do this. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go put down the plot, get Butch, and that's it. I wish I was recording when... Oh, yeah. See, I just missed this shooting star. Oh, there. Yeah, I want a bunch of shooting star like fragments, get some like Celeste items as well. So I've already gotten the DIY from Celeste, so I will travel probably up in time and then come back in order to get Butch. I don't know how plot filling with the campsite villagers will work if I travel back in time. I actually don't know, and I don't want to risk losing Butch. So I will travel front and then come back to get the DIY from Celeste. But whew, I wish I was recording my reaction when I went in and I saw Butch, because I was absolutely speechless. I can't. Look, we go way back. He was in my new Leaf town, and he was one of the top reasons that I played that game for years. Alright, I was considering, getting this plot and putting in like either a sisterly or normal villager in as a temporary resident, so I can fill up all of my reactions, but I guess that's not gonna happen. I have to get Butch. I'm sorry, but this is just Butch. No, it's Butch, so I gotta do it. Let me see. I cannot believe he came here. Anyway, housing kit. Where should I put it actually? Oh yeah, also, yeah, so I put the map at the corner there to be like, permanently there, because I've been doing some terraforming, as you can see, all the pathing and all of that. I am prepping that part. I have finally begun planning the layout for the payload and the control points. Still a lot of planning to do, but, I'm just doing the grindy bits, all the terraforming and layout, like dirt pathing, things like that. that is actually going to take forever. It took me like a couple of hours to get that corner of the map done like that, which is why I just decided not to record it. But I haven't put down any furniture or like done any builds yet, other than just putting down all the paths and terraforming it the way I was like wanting it to go. And I'm actually super excited to get it done. So I will make a separate recording once I have all the items. That's why I'm getting all the DIYs from Celeste and all of that. So yeah, that'll be for the future. Bit of a spoiler, I guess. I will keep that map there, but I'm not gonna go there quite yet. I'm not ready to reveal it yet. So we will avoid that area when we put down this plot for Butch, my... Oh, I cannot believe he's here. I cannot believe he came here. Like, I have never seen him in a villager hunt, and I was like, dang, it'd be nice to see Butch. Honestly, it's probably for the best that he didn't come, because then I don't think I would have had the will to refuse him coming to my island, especially after using up like 100 tickets. So it's probably for the best that I didn't find him, but he did come here, and this is a classic showcase of how weak-willed I am when it comes to Butch, I guess. So I will put his plot, I guess right here will do, you know. And I am going to go get my dear Butch to move in here. Now, I'm actually surprised that I got it. I was not expecting him because I already have 2 crankies in this island. Like, and isn't that like a thing? Like, if you have a personality type in this island, it's less likely for them to come as campsite villagers. So I don't know why Butch came when I have the most cranky villagers in my island. But you know what? I don't care. It's Butch. I know he's a cranky, but I can't. The only reasoning, he's Butch. I cannot make any other excuses. He is my baby. Come here, Butch. I love you so much. Please! Come on! Wait, does he not want to move in? Please! Move! Yes! Oh my god! I have him. I have my baby in this island. I can't deal. Look, this is my first island. I don't know if I'll ever have more, but in the future, if I ever do, like, I don't know if this is gonna be my forever island. Like, I want it to be my forever island just because I do love TF2 so much, but it does mean that I won't have Butch, so I am very torn. Butch, oh, I can't. I love him so much, bro. I'm like about to cry because I love him. He was always there for me in New Leaf, and I wish I could have him in both New Leaf and New Horizons, but I do have to make the painful decision of having him only in New Leaf because he is not on the list, which, like, because look at him, who would he be? Like, he wouldn't fit, which is so sad. But for a while, I can concede having him in my island and enjoying his company because he's so cute. I love him so much. I love you, Butch. I love you so much. I can't handle this, dude. I love him. You know, any exception, it'll be because it's Butch, alright? Like, I wasn't gonna fill out that plot, but it's only because it's Butch. Only Butch. I have such a huge soft spot for Butch, so if there's anything that I ever plan to do and I deviate from it, it will probably be because it's Butch. But anyway, that's gonna be it for this one. I know it's very short. I don't know, I'll probably stitch it to like the next video or something like that. Depending, I don't really have a plan for this. I was not expecting that I'd find him. And oh look, it's oh dude, it's 7th of May in game. Okay, it's not obviously right now, but that is like just the day before my birthday, and the fact that he showed up, it's like he knows. It's like he knew. I cannot believe it. My baby Butch came to see me. Oh, I love him so much. What are the chances? Anyway, yeah, I'm rambling because I'm so happy that he's here. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this one, and I'll probably see you in whichever video I decide to stitch this to. Anyway, goodbye. Okay, so I'm back to recording this. Now, I'm sick right now, so my voice might be a little bit off. But what I wanted to do, it's currently September, and I know that it definitely, I wouldn't be surprised if it takes me over a month to actually record and edit and upload this video. So I'm going to try to do a Halloween themed type of thing. This is something that I've been wanting to do for quite a while. Like the one day off I have is like Sunday, so I'll probably just record on Sundays. And it is, again, like I said, September, and this will probably come out in October. So what I'm gonna do in this video, because I know it's been like months since the last video that I actually recorded. Surprise to no one, I would suspect. There has been like zero progress in the island. In fact, it's actually gone backwards. All the progress that I've done, that I kind of briefly might have, given you a glimpse of in the stitch where I found Butch. All that terraforming I did in that corner of the map is all gone. I changed my mind on what I wanted to do in that upper right corner of the map. So yeah, we are all the way back to square one. Again, of course, no progress there at all. But in saying that, the purpose of doing these videos, so I'm planning on like doing it and cutting it into like multiple parts, just because I know it's gonna take a while and it'll probably bleed into October to do like the later parts anyway. And I'd rather do that and do like, some shorter videos instead of putting them all together into like an hour-long video. But anyway, what I wanted to do is, because it's Halloween and the month of October, there is Scream Fortress that comes, the annual Scream Fortress that, it's the Halloween update, the TF2 Halloween update. And when it comes to Halloween in TF2, there is a very prominent character that, is typically featured. And I'm sure anyone who knows TF2, a modicum of TF2, might have an idea of who that might be. That is the Merasmus character, the wizard. Merasmus the wizard. And what I am going to do, because Halloween is already around the corner, I'm going to be doing Merasmus's build. And I know, probably kind of unconventional, I'm starting with Merasmus, even though I haven't done anything else for any of the other TF2 characters and all of that. I do have some ideas. I've gotten a couple more custom designs all done and ready to be used. And yeah, my island is still a mess. That'll all get cleaned up eventually. I'm still trying to figure out what to do with the town hall, residential services, sorry, and all of the residents' homes. Because here's the thing, I think what I wasn't really taking into account was how I was going to incorporate the villagers' homes. And after I did, I watched the Meet the Team videos again, I watched a bunch of SFMs and all of that, I've realized that I just have a bunch of ideas now. I think I know what I want to do with a lot of the villager homes, especially when it's theming them around the Meet the Team videos. But anyway, we'll get to that eventually. I'm not going to go too much into that because the point of this video is to prepare ourselves for Scream Fortress 2. So, caught a glimpse over here already. This is just the setup. So I think I'd mentioned in one of my previous videos, I really wanted the museum to be like Merasmus, kind of like be Merasmus's castle. A lot of the grinding I was doing was actually collecting the bells so that I could actually buy the castle items, because they can be pretty expensive. Anyway, I think I got a decent amount. I'll probably have to order more actually, but I think I gathered enough bells that that's not going to be an issue if it comes to it. Anyway, this was kind of just the fences as well. Like I was just collecting all the fences. I finally got the spooky fence. Actually, in the game, it's in October. That's because I was trying to look for the DIY for the spooky fence, and I found it. So that's all good. Now, again, a lot of the spooky items is probably going to be used for Merasmus's build. Now, here's the plan. This is, for this video, I am going to, essentially it's going to be the build for the museum. is what the purpose of this video is going to be. And then the next one, I might, it's either going to be Merasmus's actual, so I'm going to add the Merasmus character into the game. I haven't done that yet. I want to make a separate video when I do that. And then the house for the Merasmus character is going to, well, I have ideas. I'm not going to spoil it just yet. But the plan is, this is where the museum is going to be, and this isn't going to actually be really connected to the Merasmus build. I will get into why later when I do the actual Merasmus build, but I'm thinking I kind of want to do the rest of the Merasmus build on this section of the island. And I was, yeah, okay, I'm just going to leave it there because I don't want to really give away a lot of what I have planned. But yeah, we'll get started with this. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to move the museum here, and then we can start on the castle for Merasmus, and I have a few fun details that I think is really going to bring it together. So we're going to go to residential services, get the museum moved, and I guess I will probably time skip, and once the museum has been settled, we'll start on the build. Okay. I got the museum moving kit here. Wait, I didn't even open this. Oh, nice. I got some bells. All right. I've already marked where I want it to be. Now, this actually might change. For now, I do want it to be here, but I'm thinking I might end up actually putting it on the second level. I'm actually still not quite sure yet, but this is going to be like the first build of the map, surprisingly. So I'm just going to go along with it, and if it needs to change, we can change it. It's not going to be a big deal. So for now, we're just going to put the museum right here and see what it will look like. Yeah, that looks about right. Yeah, I think that looks all right. I don't really know. Yeah, so it's still in the planning stage. Like, I haven't done builds before. I've done like some test builds to see how it'll look like, and that's why I actually put the fences here, just so that I knew exactly where I needed to place the museum to work with the castle items and all that. Anyway, I'm going to do a time skip now to the next day, grab the castle items, and we can start on the build. It's just going to be fairly simple, to be honest, because actually I'll put up a picture of the reference that I'm using for Merasmus's castle. It's from the actual comics, and that's why, yeah, we'll just get into it in a second, but we'll do the time skip now, and then we'll be right back once the museum is all up and ready to go. All right, it is the next day. All right, Kix is here, so I'm just gonna go and see what he has, because I still need a couple more items from him. I think some backpack items. And Jacques, you are not leaving. I'm not gonna talk to him. He never has what I'm looking for, though. Impish wings. Okay, I don't know. I'm pretty sure I have a sword, but I don't remember what color I have that one in, so I'm just gonna get that. Okay, a lot of the times he gets bags, but not in the color that I need them in. Anyway, whatever. We got what we need from him. It doesn't matter. Ooh, look at the museum. Okay, I really, really like that. Anyway, I'm gonna plop up the picture, the reference picture that I'm using for Merasmus's castle. It's going to be a little bit more condensed. Of course, the scale of it is just going to be not that big because, yeah, I gotta, like, you know, I guess simplify it for Animal Crossing. Can't actually have a scale, decent scaled castle here yet. I don't really think it would. I don't know, maybe I can, but the castle in the comic looks pretty simple, so I'm just going to try to replicate that here. Anyway, we'll get our storage out, and I'm just gonna grab the items that we need. Alright, I'm actually not sure if the items that I have is gonna be enough for this, but we're just gonna give it a shot and see how it looks. So, let's get this started. I guess, yeah, I'll just make this some kind of montage, I guess. Just speed it up or something, but we'll put down everything, and then I'm gonna have a look and see if there's anything else that needs to be fixed. Hi, a future me here. My cold is gone, so my voice is a lot better now. And so I'll be popping in from time to time just to do a voiceover, just to relay some of the thought process I went through
when I was making this build, because I was literally just winging it at this point. But yeah, just thought I would pop in to say hi. Okay, this is what I've gotten so far. For consistency's sake, I might end up doing a little bit of the side as well. Probably won't bother with the back since you can't see it anyway. I'm not sure if I'm gonna need more details. The castle in the comic is pretty simple, so I might just leave it like this. It's already a lot bigger than I kind of anticipated it would look like. I don't know. I feel like it might need a little bit more height. I thought the silos could accomplish that. Actually, I'm probably gonna put either the tower or more silos in the back here, and hopefully it'll be able to kind of give a little bit more height at the back of the museum there. I'm not sure how it would actually look like. I did do like a rough test of it, and I wasn't too sure how I really liked it. But I do think I do have to use the tower items on the ends here, because otherwise there's going to be like a gap if there's a wall that just goes perpendicular. So I need that to be the connecting point, just so that it looks alright. I'm probably going to have to do another time skip. I'm going to have to order more of the castle items and then do a time skip and do a test to see which would actually look better on the second tier. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do a little bit more terraforming. I'll do that, order more items, time skip, and we'll probably come back to it. But this is gonna be roughly it. I think the fences were a little too close to here, so I'll probably move them a little bit further forward. Yeah. Okay, so we just skipped to the terraforming portion here. It was a little bit frustrating, the amount of space that it took just to build another layer where the items can actually sit on top of. And of course, because I added that third tier, there's like no way I could put the museum on the second level, which was a bit of a bummer, but I think it did work out alright in the end. Also, this build ended up being a whole lot bigger than I initially wanted it to. So, I mean, I think I'll mention that here later on in the actual video, but that was one of the frustrations of making this build, was how much I had underestimated the size of it. I thought it was gonna be super simple, and it ended up being just a little bit too big. But I think it's all right. Alright, so I've done a bunch of testing to see what would actually look pretty good. I do like how this looks on the left side of the screen here, putting a little bit more detail with the decorative pillar, putting the actual castle tower on the third tier instead of the second, just to give it a little bit more height from this, from the front, like the way it looks. I like the layers to it, but problem I have is I don't know how it will look like on the side. Obviously I'm gonna plan it. I'm gonna put like castle walls on this side all the way till here. pretty sure that those won't cover these like dirt, like the you know, gaps right here that you can see. So I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna do on this section here. Probably gonna have to put some custom paths or something on the ground just to cover it up, just so that like it doesn't look weird that there's like a bunch of green on where it's supposed to be like a bunch of towers, you know? I'm still deciding. I'm not quite sure. This actually, and if I go this route, which I do like because I like that this gives decent height from the perspective from the front, it just makes it a lot bigger than I expected it to be. Like, look, it's already almost crossing to that border that I made, and that was, I was planning that to be a separate section. So this is a little bit more than I expected. I'm gonna go ahead and make this a complete layer over here, because I'm gonna need to buy more of the castle tower items for that part, but yeah, I don't really know. Okay, so I've done the terraforming. I'm gonna need to order more of the castle items before I can actually decide what to do. So I'm gonna need at least 2 more towers. I'm gonna need a bunch more decorative pillars. Ooh, also, I'm thinking this wall here will need to be replaced with the medieval medieval building side. I think would look a lot better here. And I do not have that item yet, so I'm gonna use the wall as a placeholder for now. Anyway, we'll be back in the next day. Okay, I was stupid. For some reason, I bought the castle gate instead of the wall. I do not need another castle gate, so I don't really know what I'm gonna do with it. That was really stupid. Anyway, we got the towers. We're gonna place them down, or order the walls, put them down, so on and so forth. Ugh, it's gonna be quite a lot of... What is Jacques wearing? What is that? Is he wearing a dress? Okay, that's actually kind of cute. Sorry, Jacques, you're not leaving. Okay, so at this point of the build, I was just basically doing a bunch of testing to see what I actually liked. Here's me putting the tower up top just to see what it would look like from the perspective of the front. It looked alright, so I decided to keep it there. And okay, so we'll get to it eventually, but this section, this front section right next to the museum, it gave me so much trouble. Like, no matter what I did, it just looked so freaking weird. And like, I was like trying to adjust it, like all the tiny minuscule adjustments, and nothing would work. It was so frustrating, and I just have no idea why it just wouldn't look good. Now, I don't know how I ended up making it look okay, but this part was such a pain. Dude, what's wrong with it? It's just not looking right. I might be overthinking it, but I don't know. It's not looking right. kidding me? I have just realized it's asymmetrical. It's not centered. Okay, I think that looks good. I think I can officially do it like this for Merasmus's castle. I'm just gonna need a whole bunch of castle walls now. So while the build is going on in the background here, I just want to go through some of my thought process on why I chose the museum specifically to be Merasmus's castle, instead of making like a castle build in the actual home for the Merasmus character that I actually plan to add in to the game later. So the reasoning behind that is because firstly, I had other ideas for what I wanted to do for Merasmus's actual home, and I feel like that would make a lot more sense considering the kind of interiors that I wanted to do as well, which I'm not going to go into too much here because that's eventually going to be a separate video. So I don't see the point in actually talking about that here. But the reason that I chose the museum is because in the actual lore of TF2, Merasmus gets kicked out of his castle anyway, so he can't even like live there anymore. So I thought that also just made sense to make a like unlivable structure be the museum build in Animal Crossing. Also, out of all of the structures, the museum, Nook's Cranny, Able Sisters, all of those, the museum just made the most sense to be the actual castle. It was like the largest build, the largest structure, so that actually just made the most sense to me. Although, I will say I also considered Nook's Cranny just because I thought it would be funny, because Merasmus's castle gets turned into a raccoon sanctuary, and I just thought it would have been hilarious to have the Knucklings run the actual castle, but it was too small of a structure. It just wouldn't work out. I think that'll do. Yeah, we're just gonna go with it. So that means I need one more tower, bunch of walls, and maybe a couple more decorative pillars. So, yep, time to use up all of my bells. Okay, we are back, and my dear Butch is here to admire the castle items. Oh, I love him so much. He's so cute. Anyway, I got the walls, so finish this side up. Yep, and then we'll have the pillar right here, or the tower I mean, and then we're almost done. We just need a few more walls, the tower, the pillars, and then I think we'll just work on the details afterwards. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, we got the items. There is a campsite villager, so we're gonna go check out who that is in just a second. Okay, let's see who this is. Cute! Who are you? Sylvana. Oh, that's so cute. Oh, I love the design on her eye. She's like kind of like a raccoon-ish. Anyway, we don't need her, so unfortunately we're gonna have to let her go. But that's an adorable villager we got there. Anyway, to continue on with our build, since I finally got the pillars, I feel like all of this has been quite a bit of a mess, but you know what? It's fine. We'll get there eventually. I forget what I was gonna do. Had to go take some medicine, but I think that looks pretty good. I like it. So I think maybe all I need is just the walls. Okay, I think that's about it. I really like how it's turning out. I just need a couple more walls. Also, these walls actually will be replaced again with the medieval building side when I finally get the item, but they'll be used as placeholders for now. Anyway, I think this looks alright. I'll probably put another wall there, finish this part up, and then we'll pretty much be done with the castle itself, and then we'll have to work on the exterior afterwards. So I'll go order the rest of the walls, and yeah, we'll be right back. I got the castle items, so let's do what we can to finish up. I gotta put the walls up top first, and then do the ones at the bottom.
So at this point of the build, I think I was getting a little bit more confident on how it was actually turning out. Now, I just want to talk about this part because I really wanted to implement those, I think they're Valiant statues. I really thought it would be so cool to be able to add them here as part of the build, and maybe when you walk past you'd be able to actually see them in there, and it would just kind of give a little bit more dimension to the structure. But there was not enough space to make it symmetrical, and I was really upset, but I had to remove it and just do the old-fashioned rectangular wall around that terraforming that I had done previously. So that was unfortunate, but I do get to implement those statues later on, so it just makes some good use of statues that I can't sell, and I'm too much of a hoarder to throw out.
Okay, I think it's coming together for sure. Can't really see the walls from the front, but when you go to the back, it at least looks like a complete building. So I'm pretty happy with that. We need more walls, a bunch more walls. Alright, now it's just a matter of placing them where they need to go. So let's do that.
Speaking of the castle walls, can I just make a really quick rant here? Because why are the number of items you can order limited to 5 a day? It just doesn't make any sense, and it was so frustrating to run out of the items I needed and then having to order them and then time skipping, and I'm still missing one, so I need to order another batch. It was so frustrating, and it just took up so much of my time. Like, so much of my time was wasted on time skipping so that I can get the freaking items.
Okay, I think we're done. We're finally done with the actual castle. I don't know if it looks any good, to be honest. I mean, it looks like a castle, so it's probably the best I can actually probably do. So yeah, and it looks good on the side as well. These walls will be replaced eventually, but yeah, I think that's it. So now it's the fun part. The fun part is in the details outside. So let's start with the fence actually. I kind of wanted to put the fences together, but then the museum wouldn't be accessible in that case, so we're just gonna have to go with that. And I probably need to make more stone fences, but for now, we'll see how far this takes us. Okay, the fence is done. Now, if we have a look at the comic, we get Soldier. Merasmus is just coming back from a trip. WizardCon, by the way. Which I think is just hilarious. We're gonna see if we can replicate this yard here.
So we're actually at my favorite part of this build, which is where Soldier is welcoming Merasmus home and it's turned into a raccoon sanctuary. This was a build I really wanted to implement because of some of the items that I actually found. For example, these leaf pile here, they work very well as a pile of dirt from when Soldier was digging the ground to bury this refrigerator. It was a lot of fun making this build. The little details really bring it together. And I also got to use some of the custom designs on the tabletop pop display, like that raccoon right there. And I will actually credit the artists for the custom designs I used here. This one I actually couldn't find the artist. I don't know how I even found that one in the first place, but I can't find the artist anymore. So if anyone knows, please let me know. Now these raccoons on the ground that are running, I wanted those raccoons to be on the fence, but the tabletop pop display is way too small and it just does not look good. So I ended up having to concede and put them on the ground there. It'll just have to do for now. Now this Tanuki statue, of course I had to put it in. It was like the only raccoon related item in the game for some reason. And this is also where I got to use the Valiant statue, so I'm happy about that. And I'm adding just a couple of weeds. I'll explain it a little bit when we go back into the actual recording, but it's pretty overgrown in the picture. I'm also going to be using a bunch of wheat fields as well, but that'll come in a later part of the build.
Okay, I think this is it. I'm gonna be using this automatic washer until I get the deluxe washer, which looks closer to what the washing machine that's burning in the comic looks like. But yeah, this is it. Merasmus's castle is completed. So that's that. I finally finished a build, which I'm actually pretty happy about. And next time, I don't know what I'll be doing next time. We'll have to see. But I think this is it. I'm done. This will probably be the first video for October. And I'm gonna try to get more videos out in October that is like Halloween themed. And hopefully I'll be feeling better as well, so my voice doesn't sound so weird. But yeah, this is it. I might end up adding a couple more raccoons, see if I can find better raccoon custom designs and add those and maybe replace others. I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. I'm gonna let the weeds grow and then just pluck them out when they get too out of control, and then probably put something at the border to stop them from growing after that. But for now, this is gonna be it. Let the we'll see how this looks once the weeds are all grown all around this section. And yeah, I think that's it. Oh, also I'll probably be getting more wheat fields just to fill out some of the empty space. And yeah, that'll be it. That's it for this one. I'm gonna now have to figure out how I'm gonna transition this area with the rest of the map, because the rest of the map is probably gonna be like a desert. So yeah, that's it. I'm finally done. This took me an entire day to frigging finish, but yeah, I think this is it for now. Okay, I was actually gonna stop, but then I decided to just order some more wheat fields so that we can do some finishing touches. I also moved Jacques' house, so there should be a lot more space, and we'll get a better picture of what the build actually looks like now. So let's go have a look real quick. Oh yeah, there we go. I love it. Whoever made this raccoon thing, that's great. Thank you for that, because I've been trying to make my own custom designs, but like the raccoons were like the one thing that I really couldn't. Which reminds me, so I really wanted to put a few more details, which is why we're back. So let me put down the wheat fields randomly, make it look, you know, kind of overgrown.
So the main detail I actually wanted to add was the Bombinomicon being chewed up by the raccoons. It's such a funny scene, I had to include it, and it also gave me an excuse to use the Bombinomicon custom design that I had made before. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
And there we have it, and I guess it's kind of fitting that it's raining because it's spooky season now, but this is it. This is the completed build for Merasmus's castle. Anyway, that's it. I'm pretty happy with this build. Looks like Jeremiah is enjoying it as well. So, yep, really happy with how it turned out, and now I'm actually super excited to start on the other builds now. But yep, that's it. We are finished.